Okay. We're gonna make some very quick cinema code. What's the sound when cinema happens? Like when it appears on screen. So the idea is, you guys, if you say it like 100 times. Okay, so this is, we have a message, and then, all right. So at this point, we have a Twitch chat message. Welcome to coding, everybody. Time for a 5-minute coding adventure. Go. Time. How does this work? Are we saying that if there's 25 of them, then something happens, or? Because then we could have a integer, which is like cinema count equals 0. And then we say global cinema count. 25 is kind of low. Is it just like how many times you've said it? I'll make it really simple, and I'll just say if you say it a bunch. Can you cut off the top and bottom of the screen and make it cinematic? I don't even know what it's gonna do yet. So then we do if your message.content.lower. Okay, I have an idea for a really, really, really janky way of doing this. That'll just be really quick. Okay, so if your thing says cinema count goes up, and then if cinema count is greater than, let's say, what, 30, 50? I don't know how many times you have to say it. 30. If cinema count is greater than 30, then, no, we'll say 50. No, I'll say 40. If cinema count is greater than 30, then we will activate cinema on OBS WebSockets. And we'll set cinema count back to 0. And then this is running in its own thread now. And I think what I'm gonna do is just do time.sleep. Every 30 seconds, it'll just reset the cinema count. Super janky way of doing it, but it works. So basically, you have to do it within 30 seconds. So basically, what's gonna happen? One thread is gonna be listening to you guys. And if you say cinema enough times within 30 seconds, then it will pop up on screen. However, there's another thread that's just resetting the count every 30 seconds. And that way, like, if only a couple people are saying it and you aren't collectively feeling that this was a cinematic moment, then it will reset and you got to start over. The fact that this is like this, you know, obviously a better way of doing this is like every message is tied to a timer that it basically sees how many it's gotten in a recent amount of time, but this is a janky way of getting it done quickly. All right, so now we need to figure out what is actually going to pop up on screen when you've activated the cinema. So we definitely need the cinema image of Martin Scorsese. Okay, so do we have this just like Vine Boom on screen? Is this what we do? What exactly is happening? Is there more than a Vine Boom? The full THX theme. I think you might even get copyright struck for that. I don't know. Wait, is it over the whole screen? So dumb. And then it's a hide transition should be like 2 seconds.
Razor on.
So now if it like pops up instantly and then it, wait, what? Hide transition should be 2000 minutes. Oh, wait, fade. So it cuts in and then it slow fades out. Wait, it should be even longer fade, right? Like 5,000. So it'll pop in then like. It's so dumb. Okay. All right. So then what plays? We do Vine Boom. I don't actually have Vine Boom, the sound, so I'd have to download it. THX, I'm pretty sure will get me copyright struck or like muted on Twitter and whatnot, or sorry, YouTube. Photoshop the background out. What background? Can we give him a hat? Hold on. Let's get the basics. A YouTuber not having a Vine Boom on speed dial feels like a cardinal sin. I generally try to avoid trendy sounds and memes, but then Hawk Tua became funny again. Now I'm all in on Hawk Tua. We could speed up the THX, but that's not. So here's the problem. We want it to be like a sharp sound, right? I think it's best if like the cinema just like happens all of a sudden rather than, I guess it could be a slow fade into. What do we want to do? Oh, THX kazoo. Is that a thing? Okay. What sounds? Vine Boom. If whatever ones get a lot of votes, we'll add it in. THX kazoo. That's again. It's hard. I don't know when.
Can we have a stretch target for
the image will pop
too?
up. I could like Doug Whispers Cinema. Oh, the Inception.
I left an hour ago.
I do have that. That one is very good because it does just like hit with cinema, right? It kind of depends what we're doing. Are we going for like an instant hit and a slow fade?
Use the grinder sound effect.
Are we doing a grinder sound effect, or are we going for like a slow build up? It's easier for it to just be like a hit and then it fades. That is like a lot easier from programming, animation, like coordinating all these things. So Inception horn, we do Inception horn, then fading into the THX kazoo, I guess. I'm not gonna do Hawk Tua. I don't have that. Peggle song. Oh, we could do just Peggle Ode to Joy. That's pretty good, to be honest. All right, of these, what do you want for cinema? And if multiple of them have like really high amounts of votes, I'll add both. Okay, it seems most people want THX Kazoo. That seems to, we could do THX Kazoo into Inception Horn. Okay, it's not downloading the MP3 from THX. We might have to do Peggle, unfortunately. It's not seemingly downloading. Sometimes this happens with certain videos that YouTube
4,000
doesn't make it
cinemas,
easy.
can we...
Oh, wait. Now here we go. Show in folder. Excellent. THX logo. Okay. Sounds like something is dying. It doesn't make sense. The Inception Horde's going down and the Kazoo's going up. It's weird. I mean, we could also have the boom at the crescendo. Yeah, that's another option. So we have it start kind of slow, and then this happens here, and then maybe the intro is like. Maybe, okay, what about when it hits the peak? So right here, when it goes, it hits the high note, then the Inception Horn comes in. I kind of like that. And then Martin Scorsese pops up on screen.
You should play either the Inception Horn or the Kazoos in reverse so the progression matches, whichever is funnier. So...
You're right. I think it'll sound terrible, but we could do that. Speed duration, reverse speed. Let's see what this looks like. Oh my god, it can reverse into itself. Guys, this is pretty ridiculous. Okay, I think we got it. So it starts here. All right, so what we need to figure out is when does Martin Scorsese show in? Exactly how many seconds? Because this is cinematic as fuck, right? So here, if I go exactly to 2 hours, 40 minutes, all right? So if we start it there.
Subscription.
That's cash in the
I have to tell my code how many seconds until Martin Scorsese shows up. Okay, so at exactly, exactly 2:40, this is when it starts. At 2 hours 40 minutes is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here. So it's 4.4 seconds, yeah? So it's a 4.4 second buildup. So in the code, we're gonna say that we sleep for 4.4 seconds, and then we're going to like show Martin, yeah? Now I just export this. Guys, I'm gonna say it. I think we've made cinema. Is Marty in chat? I don't think that Martin Scorsese is in chat. No. Can we give him a hat, please? I like the idea that it's the normal meme. It's so funny to me how genuine Martin Scorsese looks at just like cinema. And if we make it too silly, I think the contrast between Martin Scorsese being very silly looking or being very serious looking, it's diminished. We must preserve it. All right. So at this point, we do self.audiomanager.playaudio, and we are going to be playing the cinemaboom.mp3. So we drop that file name in here. Boom. Excellent. We're going to play it where we say we are not going to sleep during playback. So false. We're not going to delete the file, so false. And play during music is fine. That's fine for this because no other audio is playing. We then sleep for 4.4 seconds. We're waiting for Marty to show up. My old friend. Then we show Marty. So we start, we play the audio, we wait 4.4 seconds, we pop up Marty, he shows his cinematic prowess. We're gonna let him just have his moment for 0.25 seconds, and then we're going to say, all right, now turn him off. But turning him off does a 5-second slow fade. So now we hide Marty. Technically, I could, if we really want, I could put like a cinema count on screen. Maybe just for testing, I do that.
Please go back to Team Fortress 2 before I rip your ass and connect a car battery to your shaft.
Oh my god. That's very aggressive. Okay, thank you, AI Doug. The cinema count should be at the top left. It should say Cinema's cinema count. And maybe I made everything work perfectly first try. I'm sure I did. It's really not that complex though, so it might actually all work first try. All right, send it. And immediately fails. Okay, you can see at the top right the number of cinemas that chat has created. How cinematic do you think this current gameplay is? Wait, what? Oh, it's doing it lots of times. Hold on, I never reset it. Wait. Shit, this is bad. It's never stopping. It's gonna keep happening. Cinema. Okay, hold on. Look, I think we have to do some actual proper multi-threading for this, because otherwise it's happening a whole bunch of times. Okay, we need to have a cinema lock. Cinema lock equals lock. Wait, how do you do it? Threading.lock? There we go, right? And then with the lock. So that way only one can do it at a time. Basically, all of your messages were trying to play cinema simultaneously. And now, because there's a lock, only one of you guys can access it at a time. So everybody else has to wait. Sorry. Okay, we're resetting. How many cinemas do you think are here? So, I mean, it's still fine, right? And then once it's 40, it should stop. Oh, 41. I gotta do this easy. Why is it looping? What am I missing here? So clearly a whole bunch of threads are trying to do it. First off, greater than or equal to 40. Secondly, TF2 is different from what I remember. It is more cinematic, yeah. It's really held up. It's because you didn't reset, but I'm resetting it here. So I'm saying if it's greater than or equal to 40, then immediately reset it, and then start playing the cinema sound. So at this point, nobody else should be running it. I don't, especially with the lock here. So I'm not sure why it's being played multiple times. The lock is in the wrong place. I don't think it is. I mean, I could do global cinema lock. I don't think I have to do that, though. I don't think you have to global. Because, like, multiple people are trying to do this, but they should all be waiting here at the lock for the main person. Whoever got to 40, it should be waiting for them to finish. And then by the time they get to go and use the thing, then they have to, then it's going to be back at 0. So it's cool. So count equals 0. We play the audio. We sleep. We show Marty. We hide Marty. Excellent. Wait, what? Oh, I never hit him. Oops. But it's immediately hitting 40 again. So that's why it has to be global. Was that the problem? So the way, my understanding, the way global access works in Python is you can read any variable, but you can't write to it without saying global. And I don't think this counts as writing to it. But anyway, maybe that did fix it. Let's see. I wasn't turning Marty off. I just kept turning him on repeatedly. Okay, let's try this. So it's immediately resetting. Why is it looping? This is so weird. That one didn't loop. This is really weird. They should all be locked. Oh, it gets the count here. That's why. Okay. Don't you want the function to sleep until the fade out is done? Ah, that's probably why. Yeah. I was thinking that it has the lock the whole time, but it doesn't. That's why. No, but it still should. I mean, that fixes it kind of, but it still shouldn't be doing that. Whatever. I mean, if I set it to like you have to have 75 cinemas, then we get around the looping problem, and I'm not really understanding what's wrong here, but at least it's kind of the hacky way to mostly make it work. Put the global behind the lock. But that's the whole point of a global variable, is it should always have the most updated value, right? You're not getting a copy of the value when it's global. At least that's not how it should work. I'm not a Python expert, but like that would be very weird to me, because that's the whole point of a global variable, is that it would be the same value for all threads. Okay, so it was definitely just looping back, I think, to 40 multiple times is what was going on. Also, hold on. Is Marty coming in too early? Too early or too late? He's a little late. No, he's definitely not on time. Okay, let's get on time. Should be. He's early. He's early. So we gotta wait like 4.7. I'm giving it a third of a second longer for Marty. Oops. I wasn't looking. Was that on time? Or was that early or late? That was perfect. It was a little bit early. Really? There are ways we can make this cleaner. I think it's fine at this point. It's obviously very janky and prototypey, but this is fine. I think we're good, and I think it's cinema. Do you guys want a cinema counter or no? The kazoos and the boom aren't synced together. Wait, really? That works. That works fine. I think it's good. It's good enough. I don't think it'll be perfect, because like the kazoo doesn't have an exact moment where it hits. There's like multiple kazoos that are all going up to the note at the same time. All right, we're gonna send it. This is taking too long to make cinema. You know what I think I want to do though? I want to change it to only 50 cinemas, but it resets a lot faster. Okay, so here's what I'm asking you guys. Please do not spam cinema for a sec. Please do not spam cinema. So I think it's a lower number that you guys have to hit, but it resets faster. So that way you have to be like really coordinated in a short period of time, rather than just like, you know, a couple people randomly
Did you
saying
turn
over a
the
long
cinema
period of time.
off?
I think we're good. Let's send it with cinema and let's play
Hey,
TF2.
Doug, did you know that it's International Skewer Day? / Skewer English Jokes got the most
Please don't just spam cinema. That's not the point. You gotta wait until there's an actual cinematic moment, okay? You know what might actually, hold on, I have an idea. I think we do a really low cinema count, like it's 25, but it resets like every 5 seconds. So it has to be like a very brief period of time where the whole chat is doing cinema, not just like half of the chat spamming a whole bunch of the time. Let's try that. That'll definitely be more cinematic.
Turn the game off and eat canes to end the stream.
Okay, I will eat 2 Cane's chicken
You can play
nuggets.
Wizard.
Now, I want you guys to promise me something. You're only going to type cinema. You now need 250 of them. Promise me. You look me in the face and you tell me you're only going to type cinema if you feel that this is truly cinematic. And if it is, I will end the stream proudly, knowing we ended on a high note. And we'll forget about the last several hours. Everybody ready? If I haven't earned it, we move on to something else. But in the spirit of cinematic, beautiful content, I will try to eat as many of the, put as many chicken tenders in my mouth as possible. Only say it, you think I've earned it. It's awful.
Well, even if you don't play coffee to end the stream, I will.